the human eye. I am going to show you two activities, one for finding the least distance of distinct vision and the other for finding the angle of vision. The human eye is the most remarkable of all optical devices. Optically, eye and camera are similar. Both have a lens system and a diaphragm with a variable opening or aperture at its center. Let us go for the first activity to find the least distance of distinct vision. Here is the topic: least distance of distinct vision. That means what will be the least distance at which an object is placed so that human eye sees clearly it. That is called as the least distance of distinct vision. Activity 1, finding the least distance of distinct vision for human eye. Here some text is written on a sheet of paper, and that sheet of paper is kept in front of a person, say A, at a certain distance. Now that sheet of paper will be moved slowly towards his eye. Now we have to check whether he reads the text on the paper clearly or not. See here. A text written on a sheet of paper is kept in front of a person, say A, at a certain distance. Now he can read the text on the paper. Let us bring the sheet of paper slowly towards his eyes till it is very close to his eyes. The text appears blur when it is moving closer to eyes. Now let us move the paper backwards to a position where he can see clear printed letters without straining his eyes. You have to move the paper backwards to a position where he can see clear printed letters without straining his eyes. Later we have to measure the distance between his eyes and the paper. That gives the least distance of distinct vision for that person. And repeat the activity. Repeat the same for 3 to 4 persons. Record all the observations. See the below figures. See, here is person A, and this is the paper on which some letters are printed. The printed letters are human eye and colorful world. I will bring this paper slowly towards his eyes, and when it is moving closer and closer to his eyes, the text on the paper will appear blurred. Later I will move the paper backwards until He sees the letters clearly on the paper. See here. The text is becoming larger. See here. It is becoming blur with respect to this person. He cannot see the letters clearly. Now I am moving back. I will check where he sees the letters clearly. At which point? Yes. He sees the letters clearly at this position. When the paper is kept here, see here. When the text written on the paper is kept here, he sees the letters clearly at this position. That means for him, this is the least distance of the distinct vision. Now we have to measure this distance. The least distance of the distinct vision varies from person to person. For person A, let us measure what will be the least distance of distinct vision. How many centimeters? That means if this paper or written text is moved slowly a bit towards his eyes, he cannot see the letters clearly. Let us measure the distance. See here, it is 24.6 centimeters. The least distance of distinct vision for the person A is 24.6 centimeters. Now, let us find the least distance of distinct vision for another person B. Some text has been written on the paper. I will move the paper slowly towards her eyes till it is very close to her eyes. When it is moving towards her, she sees that printed letters on the page appear blurred or she feels strain in the eyes. Later, we have to move the paper backwards to a position where she can see clear printed letters without straining her eye. See here. Here is the person B. Here is the paper, some text, that is human eye and colorful world. This text has been written on this paper. I will move this paper slowly towards her eyes. See here. When it is moving towards her eyes, the text is becoming larger, and it is also becoming as blurred. She cannot see clearly now. Now I am moving back. I will check where she can see the printed letters clearly. Yes. Now she sees the letters clearly at this position. Here. Okay. Now we have to measure the distance from her eyes to this paper. Let us measure the distance. It is some 25.5 centimeters. So the least distance of distinct vision for the person B is 25.5 centimeters. least distance of distinct vision equal to 25.5 centimeters. So the least distance of distinct vision actually varies from person to person. Now here is another person C. Person C. Now I want to test what is the least distance. What is the least distance of distinct vision for his eyes? Here is the paper. Some text has been written on the paper. Later I will move the paper slowly towards him. When it is moving slowly towards his eyes, the text appears larger and also it will appear blurred. That means he feels strain in reading the text. Now I am moving it back. Let us check where he sees the printer letters clearly on the paper. Here. At this position, when the paper was at this position, he saw the letters clearly. So here, when the paper is kept here, he sees the printer letter on it clearly. Then this is the least distance of distinct vision for him. Let us measure this distance. So it is 23.5 centimeters around. So the least distance of distinct vision for this person, that is person C, is 23.5 centimeters. Now, I already told you that the least distance of distinct vision varies from person to person. At a young age, say below 10 years, the muscles around the eye are strong and flexible and can bear more strain. Therefore, the least distance of distinct vision at this age is as close as 7 to 8 centimeters. Now, let us check this least distance of distinct vision for another person, say D. Here is another person D. I am bringing the same paper towards his eyes. See here how the text is becoming more and more bigger. At the same time, it also becomes blur. Yes. That means he sees the letters clearly up to this position. Up to this position. He sees the letters clearly at this position. So, without strain to his eyes, he can read the contents on the paper very clearly at this position. This is the least distance. This is the least distance of the distinct vision for him. Let us measure this distance. From here to here we have to measure. Here is the scale. It is around 13.5 centimeters. The least distance of distinct vision for this person D is 13.5 centimeters. Now, finally, let us measure the least distance of distinct vision of a person E. Person E. She sees the letters clearly as close as to her eyes. That means the least distance of distinct vision for this person is very small, around 9 centimeters. Let us see. Here is the paper and some printed letters on the paper. It is moving towards slowly her eyes. Here also she can see the letters. She can see the letters clearly up to this point, almost up to this point here. Up to this point, she can see the letters clearly. That means in her case, the least distance of distinct vision is very small, around 9 centimeters. That means she can see the letters without straining her eyes clearly up to this point. Up to this point. So let us measure the distance between the sheet of paper and eyes. This is the least distance of distinct vision. Here is the scale. It is around 8.6 or 8.7. 8.7 I think, okay. That's all. So the least distance of distinct vision of this person is E. So we can conclude that the least distance of distinct vision varies from person to person. On average, for a normal human being, the least distance of distinct vision is 25 centimeters. That means if an object is kept at the distance of 25 centimeters, that person can see the object comfortably and clearly. Here I have recorded all our observations. Serial number 1, name of the person is A and the least distance of distinct vision for him is 24.6 centimeters. And for person B, it is 25.5 centimeters. And for person C, it is 23.5 centimeters. For D, it is 13.5 centimeters. And for E, the least distance of distinct vision is very less, that is 8.7 centimeters only. So from these observations, we can conclude that the least distance of distinct vision varies from person to person. At young age, say below 10 years, I already told you the muscles around the eye are strong and flexible and can bear more strain. So for them, the least distance is around 9 centimeters. Hence, the least distance of distinct vision at this age, that is at young age, below 10 years, is as close as 7 to 8 centimeters. In normal cases, the least distance of distinct vision is about 25 centimeters. The least distance of distinct vision varies from person to person. At young age, say below 10 years, the muscles around the eye are strong and flexible and can bear more strain. Hence, the least distance of distinct vision at this age is as close as 7 to 8 centimeters. In a normal case, the least distance of distinct vision is about 25 centimeters. That means if an object is kept in front of our eyes at the distance of 25 centimeters, we can see the object clearly without straining our eyes. So this is called as the least distance of distinct vision. Now I am going to explain an activity to know the angle of vision. First, let me explain you how an object makes some angle at eye. How do you know this? Suppose here is a point. I am taking a point here. See here, this is a point. This is a point. And at this point, I want to know what is the angle made by this line segment. This is the line segment. This line segment is making some angle at this point. How do you know this? It is very simple. We have to draw the two line segments from the two ends of the line segment to this point. That means from here to here, you draw a line segment, draw a line segment here. That means join the two ends of the line segment to the point, to the given point. Let us draw. See here. I am joining this end to this point and this end to this point. So here these two joined line segments are making some angle. This is the angle. That means at the given point, at this point, the line segment, this line segment, this is the given line segment, is making this angle. In this way, we can know how much an angle is made by the object kept in front of an eye. Let us see it clearly. See here, this is an eye. Then I will place a small stick in front of the eye and I want to measure, I want to know how much angle the stick makes at eye. Here is the stick and this stick will make some angle here at the eye. Then let us measure it. In order to know the angle made by the stick at I, we have to join the two ends of the line segment to I. Here is one line segment I am drawing. Here is another one. Let us see. That's all. So these two line segments are making some angle at I. This is nothing but angle made by the stick at I. Let us measure it. How much angle it is making at I. Yes, it is around 30 degrees. 30 degrees. It is around 30 degrees. Okay, so this much angle is making this line segment at I. Don't get confused by the angle of vision. Angle of vision is nothing but the maximum angle at which we can see the whole object at a time. See here. Here the topic is finding the angle of vision. Let us define what is the angle of vision. The maximum angle at which we are able to see the whole object is called angle of vision. Okay, what is the angle of vision? The maximum angle at which we are able to see the whole object is called angle of vision. We know that every object kept in front of an eye makes some angle. In order to see the whole object at once, then what must be the maximum angle? That maximum angle is called as the angle of vision. Here is one activity to find the angle of vision. Then material required. We need some wooden sticks of 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters, 35, 40 like that, and a table and a retort stand. The material required is wooden sticks of 20 centimeters, 30 centimeters, 35, 40 and 50 centimeters. And we also need a table and retort stand. Now, here is the material required. A stick of 20 centimeter length, 30 centimeter length, 35, 40, 50 centimeters. And this one is the table and here is the retort stand. For doing this activity, this is the material we require. And here is the procedure. We should place the retort stand on the table first. Okay, place your retort stand on your table. Here I am placing the retort stand on the table, and next a person stands near the table. Here a person is going to stand near the table such that her head is beside the vertical stand. See, A person stands near the table such that her head is beside the vertical stand. Here is the person. She is going to stand here. That means she has to see the two ends of the vertical stand that I am going to kept here. Okay. Now here is the clamp on the horizontal rod. I am going to move this clamp to a distance of 25 centimeters. I will place the clamp here. Okay. She has to see the two ends of the vertical strip kept at the distance of 25 centimeters from her eye and tell us whether she can able to see the whole strip at a time or not. Adjust the clamp on the horizontal rod and fix it at a distance of 25 centimeters from the observer's eye. Imagine that her least distance of distinct vision is 25 centimeters. Here, why I am going to place the stick vertically at this position means the least distance of distinct vision in her case is 25 centimeters. That's why I am going to place the stick vertically here. Now, I will place a wooden stick of 20 centimeter length to the clamp in a vertical position here. I will place a wooden stick here. See here. Let us place a wooden stick of 20 centimeter length to the clamp in a vertical position as shown. I already told you that the least distance of distinct vision in her case is 25 centimeters. That's why I am going to place the wooden stick vertically at the distance of 25 centimeters from her eyes. Now, let us place the stick first. See here. Let us screw it in order to not to fall down. This is the stick. She has to see the stick. She has to see the stick parallel to horizontal rod like this. She has to see like this. Now she has to see the two ends of the stick simultaneously, and she has to tell whether she can able to see both ends simultaneously at a time or not. Okay. Now ask the observer to keep her vision parallel to horizontal rod of the stand and see the top and bottom of the wooden stick kept in vertical position. Okay. Later we have to record the observation whether she sees both ends of the stick simultaneously without any movement of her eyes. Record the observation whether she sees both ends of the stick simultaneously without any movement of her eyes. That means she has to see both ends simultaneously. She has to reply whether she can able to see both ends of the stick simultaneously or not. Okay. Later we have to repeat the activity with 30 centimeter, 35 centimeter, 40 centimeter and 50 centimeter height sticks and record the observations. Okay. In each case, we have to measure the angle made by the stick at the observer's eye. In each case, you have to measure the angle made by the stick at the observer's eye. Okay. Now, here is the case 1. Stick height equal to 20 centimeters. I am going to place a stick of height 20 centimeters vertically here. Later, I will ask her whether she can able to see both ends of the stick simultaneously or not. First, place the stick. Here I am placing the stick. And here I am fixing it with a screw in order to not to fall down. Now we have to ask her whether she can able to see both ends of the stick simultaneously or not. Can you able to see both ends of the stick?
Yes.
Okay. She replied that she can able to see both ends at a time. Let us record her response here. Whether sees both ends of the stick, she replied as yes. Next, angle made by the stick at her eye. Here, the stick is making some angle at her eye. We have to measure that angle. To measure the angle made by the stick at our eye, we have to draw the two line segments from the two ends of the stick, and this is the first line segment I am drawing from the end of the stick here to here, and this is the another line segment I am drawing, and these two line segments are making some angle at our eye that we are going to measure. The angle formed here is going to measure by using a protractor. Let us measure it. Here you see here it is 33 degrees. So the stick is making an angle of 33 degrees at her eye. Let us record here. Okay, that's all. Now here is the case 2. In case 2, I am going to place the stick height of 30 centimeters. Okay, here I will place the stick of height 30 centimeters. Let us place it first. Okay, yes, I fixed it with a screw. Now we have to ask her whether she can able to see both ends of the stick at a time or not. Can you able to see both ends of the stick?
Yes.
She replied that she can able to see both ends of the stick at a time. Let us record her response in this table here. Whether sees both ends of the stick, yes or no. She replied as yes. Record it. And angle made by the stick at eye, that we are going to measure now. To measure it, we have to draw the two line segments, and we have to draw here one line segment and here the another line segment, isn't it? Let us draw it. This is the first line segment I am drawing. Here is the second line segment. These two line segments are making some angle at our eye, and we have to measure this angle by using a protractor here. See, here I am measuring it. It is 45 degrees. Okay. Here it is recorded. So in this case, the angle made by the stick at her eye is 45 degrees. Here is case 3. Stick height equal to 35 centimeters. Here we can observe one thing. As the height of the stick is increased, the angle made by it at the eye is also increasing. That the observer can able to see two ends of the stick to a certain maximum angle that we are going to find out in this activity. Let us place the stick of height 35 centimeters to the clamp here. Fix it with a screw. Now I will ask her whether she can able to see both ends of the stick at a time or not. Can you able to see both ends of the stick?
Yes.
Yes. She replied that she can able to see both ends of the stick. Now I will record her response in this table here. Whether she sees both ends of the stick, yes or no. She replied as yes. Now angle made by the stick at eye. Here the angle made by the stick is more than the angle made by in the earlier case, because the stick height is increased now. So let us measure the angle by drawing the two line segments from the two ends. Here is the angle. I am going to measure it by using the protractor. Now here it is 54 degrees. Okay, that's all. Case 4. In this case, I am taking the stick of height 40 centimeters. Here is a stick. I am fixing to the clamp here. Okay. Now we have to ask her whether she can able to see the whole stick, that is the two ends of the stick simultaneously or not. Can you able to see both ends of the stick?
Yes.
Yes. She can able to see the whole stick simultaneously. She replied it as yes. Whether sees both ends of the stick, her response is yes. Next, angle made by the stick at eye. You have to measure how much angle the stick is making here at our eyes. Draw the two line segments from the two ends of the stick, and these two line segments are making some angle here, and that angle I am going to measure now. It is 60 degrees. The angle made by the stick of length 40 centimeters is 60 degrees. Okay, 60 degrees. That's all. Can you able to see both ends of the stick?
No.
Here, here are our observations. Okay, I have recorded all the observations in this table. So when the length of the stick is 20 centimeters, she could able to see the stick. Yes or no means it is yes. And the angle is 33 degrees. 30 centimeter stick, yes, 45 degrees. And when 35 centimeter stick is kept, she could able to see that also the angle made by the stick at the eye of the observer is 54 degrees. And in case of 40 centimeter stick, and the angle made by that stick at the eye of the observer is 60 degrees. And finally, when the length of the stick is 50 centimeters, she could not able to see the whole stick at a time. So her response was no. That's why I have recorded no here. And the measured angle was 64 degrees. 64 degrees. Observe this table carefully here. The angles made by the different sticks at the eye. Here is the 60 degrees angle. Up to 60 only she can able to see the whole stick. Beyond 60 degrees angle, she cannot able to see the whole stick. Let us observe the following diagram. A 30 centimeter stick is slowly brought towards the observer. Now here I will place a 30 centimeter long stick in front of the observer's eyes, and I will move the stick slowly towards her eyes. I will keep the stick at different positions, and I will also record her response whether she could able to see the whole stick or not, and I will measure the angles. See here. Here is the observer. Here I am going to place the stick at the points A, B. Here I am going to place that stick, and I will ask her whether she can able to see the stick. Later I will measure the angle made by the stick at her eyes. See here. First, initially I am placing the stick at AB. Let us ask her whether she can able to see the whole stick or not. So this is the angle, isn't it? That means the two rays drawn from the 2 points of the rod, that is the two end points of the stick AB, these two rays are passing through her eyes. That's why she can able to see the whole stick. Here the two rays from the ends of the stick at AB will enter the eye. Hence, she can see the stick. Here I am drawing two rays from the two ends of the stick, and these two rays are passing through her eye. That means the two rays are entering into her eye. Hence, she can able to see the whole stick. Can you see both ends of the stick?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So what is the angle? Let us measure it. It is 24 degrees. The angle is 24 degrees. See here. 24 degrees angle. The stick is making an angle of 24 degrees. Now see here. Previously the rod was at AB. At that time it made an angle of 24 degrees. Now I will bring this rod slowly towards her eyes to the point CD. I will move this rod slowly like this. Okay, see. Now let us move the stick closer to her eyes at points CD. Okay, see here. That's all. Now the rod is at the 2 points CD. I have brought the rod from the points A, B to the points CD. Okay. Now let us draw the two rays from the 2 points C and D, whether they will enter the whether they will enter her eyes or not. Let us check. If the rays drawn enter her eyes, she can able to see the whole stick. Here is the first ray. Here is the second ray drawn from the point C. These two rays will enter her eye. These two rays are entering into her eyes. That means this time also obviously she can able to see the whole stick simultaneously. Okay. Here also the two rays from the ends of the stick at CD will enter the eye. Hence, she can see the stick. Let us measure the angle here. Can you see both ends of the stick?
Yes.
Yes. She can able to see the whole stick, that is the two ends of the stick simultaneously without movement of her eyes. Okay, her response is yes. Now let us measure the angle by using the protractor. It is 60 degrees. So this angle is 60 degrees. That means the angle made by this. Here the stick length I haven't changed. The length of the stick is same. The only thing I did is I brought the stick from the points AB to the points CD. I have moved the stick from here to here. Okay, so the angle is 60 degrees. Now I will move the stick at CD to the new points EF, a further closer to the eyes of the observer. See here, now let us move the stick further closer to her eyes at points EF. Okay, here the length of the stick remains same. I am not changing the length of the stick. The only thing I am doing here is I am moving the stick from a farther distance to a closer distance, and I will check whether she can able to see the whole stick at a time or not. Let us move the stick to the new points EF. Now, in order to see the stick, the rays drawn from the two ends of the stick EF, isn't it, should pass through her eyes. Then only she can able to see. Let us check. This ray is not passing through her eye, and the second ray is also not passing through her eye. Obviously, she cannot able to see the two ends of the stick, isn't it? Here, the two rays from the ends of the stick at EF cannot enter the eye, hence she cannot see the stick. Okay, so this stick is making an angle more than 60, definitely. Let us measure the angle made by the stick at her eyes. To measure the angle made by the stick at her eyes, we have to draw the two line segments from the two ends of the stick. Here is the one line segment, here is the another line segment. Here is the angle made by the stick. This is the angle the stick is making here. Let us measure it. It is some 84 degrees. So when the angle made by an object at I is less than or equal to 60 degrees, okay, the rays from the ends of the object will enter into eye and can be seen the whole object, otherwise not. Okay, so here when the angle made by the stick is less than or equal to 60 degrees, then only the the rays from the two ends of the object or stick will enter into our eyes. Otherwise, they will not enter into our eyes. That's why we cannot see the object. Can you able to see both ends of the stick?
No.
Now here is the conclusion of this activity. The rays coming from the extreme ends of an object form an angle at the eye. If this angle is below 60 degrees, we can see the whole object at a time. If this angle is above 60 degrees, then we can see only the part of the object. Therefore, the maximum angle at which we are able to see the whole object is called angle of vision. For a healthy human being, the angle of vision is 60 degrees. So, from these two activities, we have come to know that the least distance of the distinct vision for a normal eye is 25 centimeters, whereas the angle of vision for a healthy human being is 60 degrees. Thank you.